Heyo, it's OMNIDOG here with a surprisingly great book I read. It's a review and overview type of thing. And I will gently remind you, you can get this book at Organic Priced Books. $2 off with code OMNIDOG. And 5% off. Should be 4 more books together with code OMNIDOGSIT. So, what's the first rule a book reader has? Don't judge a book by its cover, right? This thing, I said, why do I want to read this? What is this? Well, this is a Monsterverse book, which is Legendary Comics. This is possibly the beginning of a whole Monsterverse line from DC. So I made the incorrect assumption, and I want to make sure you don't make that assumption too. This book is a ton of fun. And don't let the title put you off. It's not an expensive book, $30. You can get it for cheaper at Organic Price Books or your retailer of choice, online retailer. So we can take a look at the inside. We take the dust jacket off. We take a look at the inside. I am guilty. You'd think I'd know by now. I've been reading comic books since like 1912. Yeah, okay, go ahead. I made the joke myself. So, and I judged a book by its cover. I thought this book's not for me. Well, it is the equivalent of a big summer popcorn movie. Since it's a Monsterverse book, look at that. That is really cool. This, as a Monsterverse book, it's outside of main continuity, so actions have consequences. That's right. Things happen. So I'm really starting to dig. I'm not starting to dig. I am digging these out of continuity books where consequences happen, like Deceased, DC versus Vampires, Suicide Squad Blaze, things like that. Actions have consequences, and they make for a really interesting, fresh take when, look at that, when you can have heroes that can bite the dust and things don't go the way they normally do. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name properly. Christian Duce? I apologize. Christian, I am going to layer it on with the compliments, though, because this book is beautifully illustrated. Brian Bucoletto does a great job writing, and the colors are nice. Luis Guerrero, Richard Starkings, and Comic Craft. Not Tyler Smith, but still Comic Craft, which my friend Tyler Smith does an excellent job for doing the lettering, which has become a more important part of my reading experience, noticing the lettering. So we start out, Lois and Clark, Daily Planet building. He's getting ready to... he's on one knee. Godzilla shows up. So that is a teaser for what happens later in the book. But it grabs you right from the beginning because a giant kaiju shows up. And let me see if I can synopsize this book. There's Titano with the kryptonite eyes. This is a book where Lex Luthor and, I don't know, let's just call him I think it's like the Legion of Doom. They figure out a way to get into the Fortress of Solitude. And Let's see if we can get there yet. We haven't. Yeah. Here's where they break into the Fortress of Solitude. We've got a variety of enemies. Let's see, Gorilla Grodd, Lex Luthor, Cheetah, Black Mantis, and Toyman. That is a key part of this because Toyman spies something. They've encroached in upon the Fortress of Solitude, and they're there for two things. The Mother Box and Orion Sled touch nothing else. Well, Toyman pockets something that opens up a gateway to other dimensions. And in these other dimensions exist these kaiju. Here we have Kong on Kong Island. Legion of Doom gets transported there. Oh yeah, Captain Cold's in this too. And this is where, this book grabs you right away and introduces you to all kinds of giant creatures, kaiju. This stone that Toyman has pocketed allows him to wish things. And this is how Toyman is able to create so much chaos. Now we're back to where we were at the beginning. Godzilla shows up because, of course, Lex Luthor's in charge, and he has decided this is a way to finally bring Superman down. Godzilla, this is the Godzilla that we know and love from Godzilla -1. I haven't seen the most recent Godzilla movie, Skull Island versus the World or whatever it is. I definitely want to see it now because Godzilla has become a major part of my viewing delusional pile. So Godzilla, he's fighting Godzilla. I don't want to... Okay. Then we have like a giant bat creature that shows up from these other dimensions. They have... The Legion of Doom has figured out a way to bring him here, but also transport some members of the Justice League back to Kong Island. Here's the reason, the first reason this book is so great, because in this, Bat family, Red Hood, targeting the bat creature, he's told not to do it, and does it, which only makes him angrier. So he comes down, Black Canary comes in to save the day, but he comes down off his perch after he has done exactly what everybody told him not to, and boom! Batgirl knocks him out with one punch. There's your first reason for wanting this book. Second reason, all the kaiju. Third reason, great art. Fourth reason, great writing. It is just super fun. Boom, Batgirl knocks him out with one punch. Yes, reminiscent of JLI with Batman and Guy Gardner. So I definitely do not want to spoil this because there's a lot going on, and they figure out how to take down the Bat creature. Godzilla's still running around. Let me see. I don't want to spoil this. Shazam's involved in trying to take down Godzilla. And Skull Island has Ollie marooned there, but he can talk to other people, other Justice League members, and try to get them over there with him. They're able to transport themselves because they're on Skull Island. So there's more of Ollie on Skull Island with Godzilla. And of course, there's a problem because nobody within the Legion of Doom wants to do as they're told by Lex. They all think they're the boss, so seeds of chaos have been sown. There are underwater kaiju that threaten Aquaman's Atlantis. Look at this. Godzilla's underwater. He's released the Kraken, and it is just fun. It's fast-paced. It's always moving quickly. The dialogue is crisp. The artwork, see, I'm going slowly so you don't see what I'm doing. Okay. The dialogue is crisp. The artwork is crisp. Batman gets himself into a giant Pacific Rim type bat suit. So it's like Pacific Rim meets Godzilla versus Kong on Skull Island, and the Justice League is invited. So they've got to figure out ways to somehow deal with these giant creatures and the fact that the Legion of Doom is messing with them. So there are lots of giant... Okay. Lex has a Mecha Godzilla suit. And here we have... What we have in this book is a lot of great giant monster fight scenes. Okay, so I don't want to show you that because that'll spoil it. And they figured out a way to get the monsters fighting against themselves. That's really all I should tell you. Well, that'll spoil it. I don't want to spoil too much. You just have to take my word for it that this is the equivalent of a big tentpole movie in the a big tentpole movie in the summer, a summer blockbuster, that it is just a huge amount of fun, out of continuity, so consequences happen, and giant monsters. This thing is fun, and it is well worth your time. Is it worth a reread? I'm definitely keeping this. As I think it's going to be, I think Monsterverse seems to be a line of books that they are going to lean into with. So I really think that I'm going to keep this and have a collection of these books. If they are as well written as this one is, I think we're in for a couple of years worth of really good books, because this thing, as I've said, is just a whole heck of a lot of fun. And while we have it open, let's check the binding real quick, since people always want to know about that. It's fine. It's a small book, and it's standard size hardcover. I know some of you out there don't like that. I've made my peace with it and just say, I'd rather have the book right now and read it. So my advice to those of you out there who were like me and said, and judged the book by its cover, go ahead and get this and love it. It's just fun. We can't always have, serious consequences, serious continuity issues running through our brains all the time. Sometimes we need a break, and we need a break with a fun book. And this book is it. So go ahead, get this book. Let me know what you think about it in the messages, in the comment section rather. Please subscribe. Please ring the notification. Click the notification bell so it rings. And subscribe. And give it a like. Yeah, those are the things I need you to do. Give it a like. So this is OMNIDOG telling you peace and love, peace and love. This is a fun book that you will dig. Right on, right on, right on. Peace and love, peace and love. Remember, new motto, find the good. There's a lot of negativity out there, but you and I, we can all do it. Look for something in comics and find the good. This is good. Peace and love. OMNIDOG.